Hey out there, Origins. I'm Grant with Grant's Game Rex, and I'm joined by Bernie and Brendan from Dead Alive Games. They are a publisher of some great games like Omicron Protocol and some other ones that we might even hear about right now. Oh, look at that spoiler alert right to start the interview. Thank you guys for joining me.
Thanks for having us.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Good to be here.
So this is your first Origins as an exhibitor, huh?
Yeah, it is. We were here as just participants, demoing and stuff. It was a few years ago now, and yeah, so this is our first booth, with product.
Yeah.
How do you feel?
Nervous but excited. I mean, it's like we're all grown up.
Yeah,
last time we were here, we were just like trying to schedule a table, did one of the Board Game Geek interview things, and then now we have a booth.
Oh, very exciting.
Yeah.
What are you most excited for about Origins?
I think just really doing all the events. Like today, we have a full day of media events, and then just kind of meeting all the people walking through. Rather than being the person walking through, we're like meeting all these gamers coming through and hopefully finding people who enjoy our games.
Yeah, if you feel a little important now. You know what I mean? Where you're
Not quite
oh,
there
yeah,
yet.
Look at all these people walking the halls. We have a booth now.
Well, yeah, and we did rent a pedestal for ourselves.
Oh, yeah. All right.
Just kidding. We do have so much stuff in our booth that we could build one. Though,
Yeah, I know.
With just cardboard boxes.
We could raise the whole booth up by a few feet.
Yeah, now you're getting to see all of the sort of secret tricks of all the exhibitors, right? We were talking a little bit earlier about how exhibitors are great at hiding boxes in their booths and stuff like that. Like,
As a regular attendee, I've never seen boxes, and I was like, oh, I wonder where all their stock are.
yeah.
It's all hidden.
Yeah. They do a good job with that. So how long have you guys been a publishing company with Dead Alive Games?
We officially started in early 2018. We
Okay.
kind of started with the idea end of 2017, so like 4.5 years now.
Nice.
Yeah.
Right on. And you have Omicron Protocol, which is published right now, just came out a couple of months ago, so you can check that out. Can you tell me a little bit about the game? Is that your first game?
That is our first game.
All right.
Yeah. So it's a tactical sort of cyberpunk-themed miniatures board game. So it features a third-party enemy. So it plays like solo, co-op, or competitive as a skirmish game.
That's pretty awesome that you have all those different ways to play it. Do you have a personal favorite way to play it?
I think I'm definitely more of a competitive player. I think our roots are from competitive skirmish games, but as we were building this and just talking to more board gamers, we really just wanted to have a crossover because you know a lot of people they look into the miniatures room and they're like, I'm not going in there. And we're like, how can we bring more people in? And that's when the whole solo cooperative thing came. Talked with a few solo gamers. And I've grown to really like our solo co-op mode. But I think deep down, I'm still a competitive player.
Yeah. Now, obviously, the name Omicron Protocol feels pretty relevant right now. What? Is that why we're wearing masks? It might be why we're Omicron. Get out of here. But I'm just like, how did that? Was that just circumstantial or coincidental, or how did that come out?
We're just super lucky.
Yeah. We know the future.
Yeah.
Come talk with us.
Yeah, you guys got to go check out their games because their games predict the future.
Yeah, it is about a pandemic. It is named Omicron Protocol, and even in there, one character, like we were just talking to someone else about it, was displaced by the Russian-Ukraine war.
Wow.
So we're like, it's very eerie, but it really is. I looked at the Greek letters, and I was like, oh, that's a later letter that isn't Omega, and it sounded really cool, and I did a Google search. No one used Omicron for anything.
Wow.
It's called Omicron Protocol.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Well,
their next game is going to be predicting the Supreme Court rulings.
Totally.
So,
oh my God.
And you guys are previewing a new game here at the convention. What is that one called?
That's called Lunar Rush,
Okay.
and we are really excited to be publishing our first game. It's designed by a friend of ours, Steven Skippy Brown.
Oh, nice.
And we've known him for a long time and playtested a lot of his game, and just this one we fell in love with it. And we've just been developing and doing all the art stuff, and we'll be showing it off all convention long.
Cool. Can you tell me a little bit about the game? What type of a game is it?
Yeah, it's a simultaneous play, sort of Euro style board game.
Ooh, I love simultaneous play. No waiting, just do it.
Yeah.
So there's an element of bidding. There's an element of worker placement, and so basically you play as a conglomerate from Earth in the far future, 100 years in the future or so. And there's some new materials that have been discovered on the moon, and so you're trying to basically, get richer.
Mine the moon and make money.
All
Mine the
right.
moon and make money,
Nice.
yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
A rush for that lunar material. Hey, maybe that's why it's called Lunar Rush. Look at me. I catch on quick. So you guys are a young publisher, a small indie publisher right now. So the world has changed a lot since you guys started your company in 2018.
Yeah.
I want to ask both about sort of what are some of the challenges that you didn't expect to see that you're experiencing now, and then we'll get into the positive. We'll end on the positive stuff.
Sounds good.
So
Yeah.
So what are some of these challenges you've sort of experienced?
Where do I start?
Yeah.
I mean, we always knew there would be challenges, and it's never easy to get a game kickstarted, published, and all that. But when the pandemic hit, it just went crazy. Like not being able to show anyone the physical game. Pros and cons. I mean, people started using Tabletop Simulator, Tabletopia, board games, Arena. That was great because before that, like no one wanted to use it. And now you actually can play with a lot of different people, and we did virtual Gen Con, virtual Origins, and all that. But on the downside, you probably heard this many times: shipping. Oh my God!
I was reading an article. The price of a container ship right now is 12 times what it was before the pandemic.
Oh, I mean, we were waiting for our games to be made. Obviously, that got delayed because China shut down a few times. And then each time we're waiting, it's like 5x, 7x, 10x, and now 12x. I mean, we're glad we got out before the Shanghai shut down because there's so many publishers that are stuck there right now. We just eked it out by like a few weeks.
I mean, and the board game industry, you know, the margins are decently small anyways. How do you sort of manage these rising costs that you almost didn't expect?
One of the things, I mean, there's not much you could do about it now because we really started before the pandemic. One thing is, I think all retailers, you're starting noticing the board game prices are going up. And even then, it doesn't make up for the 12x difference, but it's like every little bit counts. One of the things I do want to call out is our backers for Kickstarter are amazing. A lot of them are from the SF Bay Area, and we just like, hey, shipping went up a lot, and what you paid for shipping 2 years ago is not even going to cover it. We're going to do local pickup. And if you come and pick it up, and you're welcome to donate kind of the shipping you paid already to us to help us out. And we got like 80, 90 people doing that.
Definitely.
Which leads us to some funny stories Brendan can tell you.
Gamers are pretty cool people, I'll tell you that.
Indeed. Well, local pickup, because it was such a popular option for that area, we had arranged with a company that was based out of near Santa Cruz, and we're like, we'll rent a van and go pick up 150 copies of our game. Well, it turns out that we set aside the exact right amount of stuff, and if there was one more box, we would not have been able to get it in one trip.
So I am hearing a second experience of predicting the future. Look at these guys are not just board game creators and publishers; they're clairvoyants. All right, I'm in the amongst the presence of greatness here.
We'll sell you lottery numbers.
Come by our booth.
So what are some of the things that have surprised you in a positive way about sort of the board game world and being a publisher and stuff, right? It's not all just doom and gloom, bad shipping. There's things that are great and that probably have caught you by surprise in a good way. Can you talk about some of those?
Well, again, it almost goes back to what Bernie was saying, that people are just super rad. So people have been really cool about shipping and just supporting us in general, and just kind of coming back into the convention life and just seeing all the, seeing people in the Bay Area who have helped us play test and create the game, and just running into all the people that we've met over the years while we were like building this thing, and and just seeing them and having their support throughout all of it is just amazing. It's super fun, and it's fun to be here. Like I look forward to more of that here. You know.
Yeah, for sure. What about yourself?
I'd say just the general community, the people in it, a little even more than just the friends. Like every single person we met, whether it's designers, publishers, or just gamers, they've been so supportive, so helpful. I think when we first got in, we're like, we had no clue what we were doing. And now we just made a bunch of friends in the gaming community that like anytime we're like, hey, how did you guys solve this problem? Everyone's like jumping in to help. And I think that is just so refreshing compared to a lot of other industries where there's like like you would never tell a competitor publisher your secrets.
No, I come from the world of like entertainment and comedy, and one of the things that I've been in love with in the board game hobby is there really is this attitude of like the rising tide raises all boats, you know, where there is, it's just like, hey, if your game gets popular, that means games in general get more popular. So we all want our games to succeed and stuff. I love that about it. So go check out these guys. What's your booth number?
1257.
Check out Dead Alive Games at 1257. Thanks, everybody.
Take care.